welcome to day one of the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge. I am in the process of making sure I can see this in the group so that I can keep up with comments. I am actually right at this moment in the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group. I am on YouTube and on the Blue Moon Manifestations page for those. You may be catching it on different places. So, hi, Marilyn. Thank you. Nice to see you too. Let me get situated and I will get us all caught up. Make sure I am in the right group. I am in the right group. How exciting. I'm starting off on a good spot. All right, so welcome everybody. We are here for the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge. The most recent round starts right now today, and I may be just a little bit more off kilter than normal. If you guys have seen my stories at all over the weekend, my boyfriend Eric is in the hospital. He is good now. He's been there since Friday. If you guys are familiar with, medical terminology at all, he has or was dealing with cellulitis, which is an infection, just a general term for a skin infection in his leg. And it had just come back, it had just not quite gone away from about a month ago. And antibiotics helped, prescription antibiotics, and then it came back last week after about a month. So they're just kind of hitting it with some hardcore hospital strength antibiotics, and he is doing so much better. So that kind of happened over the weekend, and of course, we have to deal with life. Life happens, and that's what we're doing. So I am here over the next 5 days, today through Friday, to talk about and share with you and teach you about manifesting with the moon. Hi, Melody. Good to see you. And let's see, I wrote this down. Over by the end of this challenge, you will have the basic framework to go out and the basic steps with a few extras included to start setting intentions with the new moon and manifesting those intentions through the lunar cycle. You will have that basic framework. And then if you want to use it in real time and go deeper, then you will have the opportunity to do that as well. But this has enough to get you started and get you going. And especially if you're new to this. And today specifically, the 3 things that you will walk away with today are what is an intention, what is manifestation, and why manifest with the moon. So now that I've gotten all that out of the way, I'm going to go back and introduce myself for those who do not know yet who I am. You may be new to this challenge. My name is Patty Diaz. I am the founder here at Blue Moon Manifestations. I am a magical life coach, a manifestation mentor, and I am obsessed with helping you live a life of magic. And you will hear that through most of the things that I talk about. And for me, magic consists of the moon and manifestation, abundance, gratitude, intention, and clarity. So with those 5 pillars and infusing them in your life, I show you how to go out or I help you create and live a life designed by you instead of one designed for you. And doesn't it sound and feel so much better to live a life that you want to be living, not one that someone else wants you to be living? And then, of course, go out and live that life unapologetically and rebelliously on your own terms. So that is what I'm about. That's what I talk about and coach on and teach on. And that's what I'm here to share with you today and this week through working with the moon, how to do that specifically. So I didn't get exactly my notes all in one place. So they're in a couple spots. So you may see me looking back and forth. But as we have done before, I am going to pull a card for us at the beginning of each day. Then I'll briefly walk you through how the challenge works, kind of what to expect, and then we'll get going. So today, I've tried to streamline it as every round, learn a little bit more. So today has the most, housekeeping and such information. This round, for pulling cards for us, I'm pulling from Queen of the Moon Oracle deck. Stacey DeMarco, I could not read that one backwards. Stacey DeMarco is the author, and they are fabulous cards. And what we do is I pull a card every day, and then on Friday, I'll lay out all 5 cards and see what it says all together collectively. So, Angie, I am recording this. This will be available on a replay in the group. And I think I did see you on the email list. So you will get the email. Hey, for everyone who's on the email list, we'll get the email with the link to it on Vimeo as well. So if you want to just click right to it and not go into the group, you will be able to see it absolutely on replay and in the group. I termed is horrible. Internet. Is that internet is horrible, but I'm here? Yes, thank goodness for the replay, right, Melody? That is the beauty of being live and having access to the replay. And I hear you and feel you about internet issues. Not this past Friday, but the one before, we had some serious ones during a live. But thank you for being here and hanging in there, Melody. So, okay, card for today. Hi, Janice. Hello. All right. Aw, this is a great one to start off with. So it is the worm moon, but the message is faith. So these are beautifully illustrated cards. I tend to really like cards that have great imagery. So this is the worm moon, and the, set it down there. Faith is the message. So let's see real quick what that has to say for us. Or to us. Fertility and abundance now return. Things will get better. Growth has started. Hold on to your dreams in adversity. There's an affirmation. I know all will be well. So there we go. That's a perfect message to start this challenge off with. Faith. And again, I will keep each card off to the side. And on Friday, we will read, or I will put them all together and see what the collective message is. So let me put these away. So real quickly, if you are new to this challenge and have not done this or participated in it before, and again, depending on where you are watching me, I'm in 3 different spots right at the moment. Hello, Rhonda. Oh, we have 2 Rhondas. So Rhonda Wismore, I said hi to, and this is Rhonda Johnson. Hello and welcome. So I will be live wherever you happen to be watching me right now. You can catch me in this same spot all week long at 10 a.m. Pacific, Monday through Friday, at this very time if you're watching me live. And then you will get, if you are on the email list, a reminder email a couple of hours before I go live, letting you know, just reminding you, there is a clue of the day question in the emails. I think only 1 question I changed up this time from last time. And then that's just an engagement, just to kind of let everyone see. Today's is where you are watching from. You can jot that in now. You can jot that in the comments on the replay. It's great to still join in and participate on the replays because the energy is still there. You're watching and participating energetically with us all. So you'll get that email. Then a couple of hours after the live ends, you will get a recap email. The recap email will have a link to the replay. It will, link you to the Blue Moon Manifestations or the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group, which the replays just live in there indefinitely from the swamp, Gainesville, Florida. I'm guessing you're still experiencing quite a bit of humidity there, Janice. Oh, goodness. I remember that. Not from Florida, but from the Midwest, the humidity. So the recap email will have a link to watch the replay on Vimeo as well and on YouTube. So you can watch in whatever fashion or whatever platform works best for you. And then it does not matter if you join in the challenge late, I shouldn't say late, but after today, or invite someone, which is a great way because then you can do this together. Invite someone, and let's say they join on day 2 through 5. It doesn't matter because the recap email will have links to all of the previous day's email. So tomorrow's day 2 will have the links for day 2 and day 1. And then day 3 will have the links for day 3, day 2, day 1, and so on. So if you find this or happen to come across this and want to get the emails, let me see. With being on multiple platforms, I think I can still put the link up here. Otherwise, I will do it afterwards. Let's see how this works for us. Let's see how it works for us. I have the link. And let me copy it. There we go. And then, like I said, to get the emails, you guys have to register at this link, copy link address. Otherwise, just hang out and participate this way. Let's see, grab your spot for the challenge here. Let's see where it shows up. Haha. I think it's going in all the places. Okay, looks like it did. And I can pin it once it shows up in the group. Hi, Beatriz. Good to see you, my friend. Okay, so I will wait and see if it does show up on my end. Otherwise, hope I'm good. Eric, it's awesome taking today off to see you. Gabby, thank you so much. You guys from this, Gabby is one of our sisterhood members, and you guys have just been completely awesome, and I love you so much through this. You know, living life and dealing with the curveballs. That's what it is, dealing with the curveballs. Thank you. We are doing well. Eric is much improved from Friday. So let's get going. That is the recap of the housekeeping. I do believe you did also get some printables if you signed up on the email list. If you're inside the group, the Manifesting with the Moon Challenge Facebook group, in the files section, you can also find these. They're the same as the previous rounds, and these are not required. They're information for you. The first one is Manifesting with the Moon printable, and it walks you through the lunar phases and the energies of each phase, yin or yang, and then what the energy is, like what you should be doing, like setting intentions at the new moon, releasing and forgiving at the full moon. So that is just a printable with some information. You also got, or there is available, the intention setting and manifesting with the moon, like flow chart. So this walks you through the lunar cycle, and it has some affirmations for each lunar phase. You just follow the arrows, and basically the same information plus some affirmations for each lunar phase. Again, that is for your information and resources and some knowledge. They're not required for anything else at all. So, okay, it did not show up on my phone, so I will have to link it later, I do believe. Okay, so setting intentions with the new moon. Let's see where I'm at here today. First of all, what is an intention and what is manifestation? An intention is something that I wrote it down so concisely the other day. I was so proud of myself. An idea, a desire, a change that you want to happen or to make happen that is not currently either your reality, your existence, or your situation right now. So it's something you want, a desire. You want to have a healthier lifestyle. You want to become more confident. You want to become the person that has the things. more money, more job security, or a specific place to live. And the thing itself is the manifestation, the result. So the intention is the idea. It's the desire. It's what you want to have be the end result. And manifestation is the process of taking it from inside your brain. Either it's an imagination you have, a daydream, anything, a desire that we just talked about, and doing the steps, um, focusing your energy and working to make that a reality, to attract it to you, to make it come from inside your brain as an idea to actually living it, feeling it, touching it, breathing it, living it being real in the present 3D sense that you are living right now. So, everything that you see around you, I'm looking at so many things, my computer, the phone, a cup, a coffee cup, everything that has been, this mouse, for example, is a manifestation of somebody's idea. So that's, someone came up with the concept of a remote mouse, wireless mouse that's not attached to the computer. And before that, they came up with just the mouse that is attached to the computer, but it came up as an idea and then the process to make it happen. So that is the manifestation process from inside your brain, either a movie reel that you keep replaying or a daydream that you have, a desire that, pops into your brain and making that a reality. What are the keys to manifesting? Because a lot of us have said, including me, before I really got into this process and learning it and understanding it and living it, is like, well, I do all the things. I set the intentions, I have my crystals, or I do the things, I say affirmations, but nothing is happening. Well, the key, I think the biggest two keys to manifesting what your desires are first, believing it's possible. It does not matter, and actually you don't need to know how it's going to happen. You simply have to believe it's possible. And then right along with that are the feelings. Feeling excited about it, feeling happy about it, feeling in your body, and as much as possible living as that thing has already happened because it feels so real to you. You focus on it, you know what it looks like, you know what it feels like, you can taste it, you can close your eyes and see yourself there. You start acting as that person now to attract all the other things that go along with it. So belief and feelings, feeling that it's real, feeling happy for it ahead of time. And if you're in a spot where you say, Patty, I want this thing, but I don't believe it's possible, then that's where the work starts. Not achieving the thing yet, but doing the work, the inner work, the mindset work, the emotional work to believe it's possible. And it starts by just telling yourself, and therefore telling your brain, that I am willing to believe this is possible. Because if you just say it and try to force yourself to believe it, that's where your brain and, logic dig their heels in, stomp those, the foot on the brakes and be like, no, 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 this is impossible for you. Then it's just a little bridge, like a little gap to get over that. I am willing to believe it's possible. And then you start feeling into that. And the more you start feeling and believing that you're willing to see that it's possible, then you start to transition into, hell yeah, this is possible. I can get this thing. Because as soon as you have a desire, it doesn't matter if you formally set an intention or you make a wish or you just something you think about all the time. As soon as you have a desire in your heart, it has It's yours. It's already yours, just not on this plane. It's already energetically yours. No one else can have that specific one. No one else can take it from you because it didn't, you didn't get there in what you perceived was the right amount of time, right? So here's what the cool part is about our desires and manifesting them. As soon as you have that desire, bing, it's there, up on that vibrational level. Now the work becomes to do the work, to set the intentions, to take the action steps, to believe it's possible, and move yourself closer and closer and closer and closer to your thing until, oh, look, there it is. It was waiting for me. So it does not matter how long it takes. No one else can have yours. Someone can have the exact same dream or the exact same desire, but that's theirs. And a real quick example that I will give about that before I start talking about intention is think about getting a car, a brand new car, and you know exactly the color that you want. You know exactly the make, the model, you know the features that you want, leather seats or cloth or heated seats and all the things. You know what you want. So there it is in this, higher level car lot waiting for you. And then you see someone driving the exact same thing or the exact same model that you have. That's theirs. Think of a car lot. They have multiple cars of the same model, same make, same color. Features can be changed around or added or taken away. So they got their car. Your car's still waiting at your car lot. No one can have it. It's going to be there waiting for you. And it will materialize when you've done the work, raised your vibration, and aligned to it to match it. There it is. So doesn't that take the pressure off? Like, oh, okay, I want it. It's there. It doesn't matter if someone else has the same thing. They got theirs. Mine is there, waiting for me, safe, secure. No one else can have it. It's up to me to get there and match it. So how cool is that, right? Yes, it's there. No one can take it. And it won't expire, none of that. It's just there waiting for you. So now that we've talked about what intention is, or a little bit, I like to then transition into looking at intention as the process of becoming the person, becoming living the life of the person who has achieved that. And a great example, because nature has examples of everything for us. Think of planting a seed. You plant a seed, whether you know what the seed is of the specific type of plant or tree or whatever, you know what it is, or you don't, and that's unintentional manifesting, but doing it intentionally. You plant a seed. Now, let's just go with, we know what type of seed it is. We know it's going to be a beautiful hydrangea bush or a sunflower or whatever it is that your desire is. If we're making the analogy and the comparison of a seed to our intention, you put the seed in the ground, in the dark ground. You put it in the ground and cover it up. Even if it's just a little bit of soil, you cover it up. And where the seed is dark. There's no light in there. That is the time of the new moon. When the new moon, when it is the time of the moon is dark in the sky. We don't see it. It's invisible, so to speak, right? It's dark. We don't see a sliver of it. We know it's there, but we don't see it. That's the time of planting a seed, at the new moon. And now when we plant this seed, what is the first thing that happens? We planted it, we sprinkled some water over it to activate it and get it going on its life cycle. So what's the first thing that happens? It's not the little sprout coming up. The very first thing that happens is that roots start to go down into the soil. Then once the roots start to go down, little tiny hair-like roots that will grow with the plant, They are forming that foundation, the feet of the plant to keep it secure there. Once the roots start going and start doing their work and attaching, absorbing the nutrients from the soil, the moisture from the soil, and that starts to happen, then the little sprout will break through the seed and do its work to pop up over the soil line. And from seed to popping up over the soil line, it is moving things out of the way, the little specks of soil, or it is moving around them. Let's say there's like a little rock or something. The little is moving around them or doing its work and just kind of shimmying up. And then it pops out on top of the soil line and we see the sprout. But there has been all of this energy and all of this action and things happening before we ever saw that. Now we see the sprout. How exciting! Look, it's growing. We see evidence of the plant. That is as we wax through the lunar cycle from new moon up to maybe the full moon or, beyond, depending on the length of time, how long it will take your intention to become reality. This is still the same process. It could happen fast. It could take long. Same process. So we see the sprout, we see evidence of the seed. So then we start seeing evidence of our intention, and then it starts to grow and get stronger and get bigger and develop leaves and develop flowers. And maybe the stem turns into, a stalk, and maybe it gets woody and it becomes kind of like a trunk or a woody type plant. But it is constantly growing, changing, becoming the final plant, the final result. So that is the process of setting an intention and becoming the person who has the intention. If you think about it, the final plant, because I love hydrangeas and we got a hydrangea plant recently, so that's what's on my mind. A hydrangea plant bush looks absolutely nothing like the seed, or even like if you clone your plants, just, take a clipping, it looks nothing like what it started out as. It has changed, it has grown, it has evolved, and sometimes they have to adapt. Like maybe there's a stretch where they don't get as much water and they kind of shrink a little bit. And then there's water and they perk back up, but some of the leaves fall off, right? That kind of dried out. That doesn't mean the plant has stopped becoming its final product. And when they even get to full size, it continues to change. The flowers bloom, they die back, new ones come up, and it's an ongoing process. So think of intention as that. Compare it to the process of becoming the person who has what you want. Because if you don't have what your intention is right now, it's because you have not taken the actions. You have not become the person. You don't yet identify as the person who has it. So the plant and the seed analogy is the one that seems to work best for me and has seemed to really resonate with people. And Gabby, yes, I did see that. Stay positive. Gabby is a perfect example. Just believing. She doesn't know how things are going to happen, and they have happened. It's just going to happen. It is just going to happen. If you could just stick with that mantra, especially with the card, I believe all will be well, or I believe all is well. We have to go through challenges. We have to go through changes and setbacks and redirections and course corrections and detours, but believing that it's happening and that it's possible and that you'll get it, that's where the work comes in. And, developing that spiritual practice, the faith, getting that seed of believability and the feelings planted in your heart, in your belief system, so that you're like, yes, it doesn't matter if I get detoured, it's still coming, because I'm like the plant. I evolve and I adapt and I change, and maybe I lose a leaf over here, or maybe the detour, sets me back a little bit, but I'm still growing. I'm still becoming the person who has my desired intention. So that is the process of intention setting. You set it at the new moon. Tomorrow we will talk about full moon, forgiveness, and gratitude. So from setting the intention at the new moon to the full moon, you start taking action. It doesn't have to be grandiose, and it doesn't have to be all or nothing, like all or nothing done in one day or in 1 week. Start taking an action every single day. And later on in the challenge, I'm going to show you how to keep that top of mind, how to, a way that you can check in with yourself to take action, some action every single day. And notice where you start to falter. Why? That would be like the thing that gets in the way. You will start to notice these things, because just like that little seed that is having to move little bits of soil out of the way, when we set an intention, the first things that come up are everything unlike itself. So for our purposes, it will be the negative self-talk. It will be others' opinions. Oh no, this isn't possible. It will be that ego saying, no, this isn't for you. You don't know how it's going to happen. Stay right here where you're safe and comfortable and it's familiar, even though it's not what you want. So that's the resistance. Those are the things unlike your intention that you have to identify, address, and work through. Reframe those beliefs. Change your thinking and figure out, learn along the way how to do that, so that you then get that little bit closer every single day. And when you take a step back, you can get back to where you were much faster, because you've already gotten there. You've already gotten there once before. So if you have a detour or a delay, it's like, okay, cool. I've gotten here before, so it won't take me as long to get back there. See, we're always, always, always learning. So, okay, I've got the plant, I've got the intention. It's the process of becoming. And also just know that anything you want is possible. Even if it seems unrealistic or unattainable or just outlandish and outrageous, if you have that desire in your heart, anything is possible. It may not look exactly how you think the end result will look like. And getting there is the process of becoming, but anything is possible if that desire has been placed in your heart. Megan, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Good to see you, my friend. Great to see you guys. So that is anything is possible. So if you guys have an intention or a desire or something that maybe you haven't pursued, I would love to hear it. Now you can share it here or not, because nothing is required. So if you don't want to share it publicly, you can just, raise your hand and say, I have an intention, just to let me know. Or if you're thinking of one, please feel free to share, because that also, even if you don't state what it is, it gives it energy. You're giving it some focus. You're giving it some attention by saying, yep, I have an intention. I have a desire. I have something that I want that I don't currently have, or that I don't currently feel. And intentions, you can work with intentions in so many ways. You can set a daily intention. You can set an intention that is going to be a long-term intention and break it down into pieces, so that way you can see yourself reaching the benchmarks, the little check-in points that get you to your bigger intention. You can have an intention to feel a certain way. You can set an intention to find your life's purpose, or find what your intention is. Because many times when we talk about setting intentions, we set intentions that we think we should want, or that other people say we should want. Doing live for your Tupperware business. Ah, Melody, this is awesome. Doing a live for your Tupperware business is fabulous. Now, I'm guessing since you've set that intention or you want to set that intention, you have not gone live before. Or if you have, that's fine. You want to do it again. And that's perfectly valid. So then with that intention, you would see what comes up. Why have I not gone live before? Why did I not go again if I've done it before? That's where like the confidence, the fear, the things unlike that are standing in the way are for you to now identify and start taking actions towards it. So that's awesome, Melody. Thank you for sharing. And if you are up for it, and you do choose a day, go through the process as we work through this intention process, through this challenge, let us know in the group or wherever if you would like, someone to be there. Maybe let us know when you will be going live. And if we can, we will be there. Or we will also catch the replay, like the replays are available here. And see, that might make you feel better about it. Having, okay, I have someone who's supporting me, who's encouraging me in this process. So thank you. Thank you for sharing, Melody. I appreciate that. So where have I gotten to in my notes? Let's see. Anything is possible. You can have all your dreams. Intention is like a seed. Okay, so with all that being said, that's a lot of information. I did say this round is going to be just a little bit different than prior rounds because it's more like a workshop. And so in a workshop, you actually do things. Again, this is not required for you to participate in the challenge. You might do this now during these 5 days. You might hang on to it and do it afterwards. And, when you feel ready or when you feel you have the time. And so these questions are in your email, will be in the email, the recap email. So again, if you're not on the email list and want to get the recap emails, just sign up on the link that I shared there. I don't think it didn't show up in the group, which is, I don't know why. But then again, I don't always understand technology. I will pin it or repost it if I need to afterwards. Yes. Okay, perfect. You guys are so awesome. So here are some questions. I did want to show some examples. When I talked about anything is possible and how something has to come from your brain. You're welcome, Janice. Think about going to the moon, flight in an airplane. That came from people's imaginations, from people's ideas. And when it was first mentioned, most of, they got laughed at most likely, or just said, oh, you're crazy, right? But it came from an idea and it was manifested. It was not a quick process for either one of those. So see, it can be big like that. Like, oh, wouldn't it be cool? Or what if man could fly? Think about how that came across before. So what is a big outlandish dream that you have? And I'm going to stick another little caveat in here that big is completely subjective and personalized to you. It doesn't have to be like global big, like flight and going to the moon. It can be big to you. It should be big to you. Megan, manifesting my music career. I love this. See, fabulous. I love that dream and that intention. So thank you, Megan, for sharing that. So manifesting a music career. It starts now. And I know Megan, because she's in our community. So feeling into that. And I know that you have written lyrics. So that those are the steps you're now taking, right? To get you closer. So just in what capacity can you live as a musician every single day? Now, that doesn't mean, musicians are not on stage every single day. They write music. They practice their instrument. They connect with other people. Maybe they collaborate. So how can you live as that musician with that music career every single day? In a little bit or in a lot? in a lot. That sounds very strange. What step? And that would be something that you can jot down or journal or keep track of. Planning to do my originals practices every day. Absolutely. See, practice every day. Musicians practice, bands practice, solo musicians practice, whatever it is, because they love it, one, and also just to from someone, I don't play instruments well. I did learn how to play the piano as a child and the violin. I can still tinker on the piano, but I used to take dance classes. And it's not so much about, there is the practice, the technicality of it, but it also really fuels those feelings. Like being in dance class was hard work. An hour and a half ballet class is hard work, but that feeling of like learning and being in a ballet class and doing the dance steps and learning and, sweating it all out, that's the feeling that I loved. That's why I kept going back, right? For an hour and a half to sweat my butt off in the ballet class because I loved it. And so the same thing with Megan, I'm sure, just that feeling, the love of music and being a musician. And how can you be that person every day, even if in just a little bit? How can you live as that person? And again, big doesn't have to be big for everyone. Big could be like, you no longer want to have roommates or housemates and you want to live on your own. And that's big for you, right? That might not be big for someone else. It doesn't matter if it's big to someone else. If it's big for you, write down or share, or even in your own journal, your own page, what is your big outlandish dream? And intentions don't all have to be big, but I want you to start thinking in that way. What is big? And then the activity that goes along with it for today's workshop style challenge are some questions. I love to journal, so I recommend that you journal through these questions. You can also meditate on them if that works better. You can think about them while you're doing something you love, like writing music or playing music. You can do it while walking, thinking about it. You can voice record or just talk it out. I very frequently talk things out in the car as I'm driving. It doesn't look weird anymore, for people to look like they're talking to themselves because of hands-free devices. So I very frequently talk things out. So the questions to ask yourself to get clarity on what intention you want to set. You can set an intention for this challenge if you'd like, to get clarity on what you want your next new moon intention to be. You can set an intention to complete the challenge in whatever way that looks for you. Watching the replays or watching them by, the end of next week. Whatever that looks like for you, it can be an intention to finish the challenge, to complete it, to try the things. You can set an intention for this week or on Monday to set an intention that might have nothing to do with the challenge. So you can set intentions any way you want. But for the purposes of manifesting with the moon challenge, I want to get you into the habit of thinking big. Who cares if you don't know how to get there yet? That's okay. We're not supposed to know all that stuff right off the bat. So the questions to ask yourself are, let me turn to the right page so that I can read them properly. What do I want? Write that question out or think it out or meditate on it. What do I want? And secondly, how do I want to feel? Right? Now, these are very simple questions. Answering them may be difficult. You may have never thought about it in this way before, because many times, and I have been in this camp, I have set intentions or I have tried to live a life that someone else has guided me towards. Either, my parents, primarily my mom, who was very into college, because for her, that was the next level that, that she didn't reach. So she wanted that for us. So for a long time, I did try that, but it didn't resonate with me. So a lot of times we set intentions on things we think we should want or have been guided to want, to um, have been guided towards, that's what I'm looking for, guided towards, or that we feel are expected of us. So working with the moon, because the moon is attached and associated with our emotions, will help you identify, is this really what I want? Or am I doing this on behalf of or for someone else? Because no matter how long you try at it, you might even succeed at achieving that intention that you're doing for someone else, but you won't feel that fulfillment. You won't feel that joy. You might succeed at it, and that's great. You will feel good in the moment, possibly, because achieving something does feel good. But this process of tapping into your emotions through working with the moon is going to help you, is going to illuminate, like the moon does, illuminate what it is you really want. So it might be kind of hard if you start writing down automatically things that you have been used to saying. Check in with yourself and see if that's truly what you want. Do you feel it in your heart or in your gut that it's something you want? So what do I want? How do I want to feel? Are the two questions to start with. Now, if you really start to think about it and you're stuck, you can't answer that question. There's a couple reasons for that I think, that come to mind, but don't let that stop you. Let's flip it around, right? This is how I work. Let's find a way to do it. Let's find a way to get your mind going. So if you can't answer, what do I want or how do I want to feel? Flip it, because sometimes if you're not used to thinking about what you want, think about what you don't want. And answer the questions, what don't I want? So for example, I don't want to have a long commute. I don't want to do this type of work anymore. I don't want to, keep learning, keep on this course of study or keep going to college. What don't you want? What don't you want to feel? I don't want to feel tired anymore. I don't want to feel angry. I don't want to feel frustrated. Okay, so start and jot them down. Jot them down, the things that you don't want. But again, don't stop there. That's just your clue. That's giving you the answers. That's giving you something to decipher for what you do want. So let's go with, I don't want to feel tired anymore. So what is it that you do want? I want to feel energized. I want to feel happy. I want to feel excited. I want to feel, vibrant when I wake up in the morning. See? Identifying what you don't want, you just turn around and say, oh, there's what I want. I see it. But I had to see what I don't want first, because for a lot of us, that comes easier, identifying it that way. But don't stop there, because we want to focus on what we do want. Because if you keep focusing on I don't want to feel tired, we're really just still focusing on feeling tired, right? So we get more of that. So turn it around, take a pivot and say, oh, what's on the other side? What's reflecting? What's on the other side if I turn around and see what I don't want? What is it that I do want? And put a word to it. Now, the next new moon, if you want to work with setting new moon intentions, I should have written the date down, is going to be August 8th. So that's not, it's coming up. We just had the full moon. So it's about every 2 weeks. We have a new moon, then about 2 weeks later, we have a full moon, then exactly depending, 2 weeks later, we have another new moon. So we just had a full moon on Friday. So in about 2 weeks, we have the next new moon. So you might work through these questions for the next new moon and give yourself time to identify what it is that you do want and get the clarity. through this challenge, you have plenty of time to work through this challenge, ask yourself the questions, do the exercises and the work to get clear on what intention you may want to set at the next full moon in just under 2 weeks, or about 2 weeks, right? Because I said it was the 8th. Yeah, I think, yes. About 2 weeks from today or yesterday. Oh, my brain is not retaining anything. 2 weeks from yesterday. Okay, so that's a lot of information. I am a little bit better on time than I have been before. So it's a continuous process of refining and seeing what comes across best. So I will put a post up in the Manifesting with the Moon challenge. I think it's scheduled to post maybe in 10 minutes, maybe 11:30. I don't remember. Asking you these questions, right? So they will ask you these questions, and it's just a way to participate. It's a way to put some, see what other people also say, because doing it as part of a community and seeing that we're not the only ones thinking these things or feeling this way. And if you don't want to answer the questions to what do I want or how do I want to feel, you might want to say, hey, I struggled with this. It was hard to answer what I wanted. And then see the responses, because it's also great to see that we're not the only ones feeling this way or thinking this way. Because a lot of times we feel very isolated in that, right? We feel like, oh, everyone else must not think this way. I must be the only one thinking this way. So it's great to have that camaraderie, that community, that inspiration, and, you know, say, oh, other people are going through this too, or have gone through this, and I can learn from them. Or if you're at the point where I have gone through this, supporting and encouraging the people who are currently feeling that way, because it's a cycle. We go through it over and over. I finished my bucket list. Now my intentions are geared towards relaxation, joy, etc. Janice, that is fabulous. You have worked hard to finish that bucket list that you had laid out for yourself. So excellent. Joy, relaxation, and enjoy the fruits of that labor, because I know you guys worked really hard to accomplish that one specific thing that I'm talking about. So you and your hubby worked really hard on that. So that's what I have for you guys today. Intentions. It's the process of becoming. Know that anything you want is possible. Anything you want is possible. It doesn't matter if you don't know how to do it yet. That's okay. We'll cover that. We'll talk a little bit about that, this challenge as well. And so now, just double checking back to the beginning, we've talked about what is intention, what is manifestation, and why manifest with the moon. It's about feelings. The moon helps us tap into our feelings. It gives us a framework to follow, from setting intentions at the new moon, taking action through the waxing phase, full moon forgiveness and release at the full moon, letting go and continuing to let go and release through the waning, and resting during the waning half of the lunar cycle. And it repeats for us every single month, month after month, so that we have a framework to follow. We can set big intentions with this framework. We can set little intentions with this framework. So it is perfectly suited and perfectly designed, right, to have to help us achieve what we want and tap into our emotions to do so. So, all right, guys, that is what I have. Look for the recap email if you're on the email list in a couple hours. You can get on the email list on that link in the comments if you're not yet. And tomorrow, same time, 10 a.m. Pacific, I will be back and we will talk about full moon forgiveness and release tomorrow. So thank you guys for being here. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.